you know, that on our channel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate with us a lot. They my Facebook friends. I don't hide my, you know, I have no reason to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that all of that. It ain't no shame of living in an apartment and you know, a little house, 'cause that's how. It's a shame when you're 55 years old or old. You couldn't accomplish anything. Want to talk about all that shit, but they my Facebook friends. I don't hide my. You know, I have no reason to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that all of that. It ain't no shame of living in an apartment and you know, a little house, 'cause that's how. It's a shame when you're 55 years old or old. You couldn't accomplish anything. Want to talk about that shit, but you know, a little house, 'cause that's how. It's a shame when you're 55 years old or old. You couldn't accomplish anything. Want to talk about that shit, but you know, a little house, 'cause that's how. It's a shame when you're 55 years old or old. You couldn't accomplish anything. Want to talk about that shit, but okay, we all start off. We all have starters.
Yeah, I think every cop knows each other. Chino is a department of probably about 130 guys in a city in San Bernardino County. My point is, people don't, there's things that cops know when stuff is a suicide or not. And I'm going to teach y'all a little something. And y'all don't know it because we have CSI now. When you put a gun to your head or somebody else's head or whatever, and go boom and pop, the first thing blood do is splatter. They don't show y'all that in TV. Blood goes all over the place. Goes all over the place. Number two, they have something called GSR, which stands for gunshot residue.
Mm-hmm.
When you pull that trigger on a gun, that's why you see a lot of people wearing gloves or put glass, or if you ever get arrested and they think you did a shooting, they put plastic over your hands and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first thing the coroner come to do with a suicide, they check your hands and your shirts and all of that for the gunpowder from the guns, from the GSR. And that's how they know it. Now, the only way you can make somebody commit suicide and probably get away with it is you put a gun to their head, in their hand, and then you say, motherfucker, shoot yourself.
What happened to Frank Alexander? While I was looking for Michael's
okay, let me just answer that question right quick. What did Debbie tell you happened to Frank Alexander?
That he was shot in the head.
That he was shot in the head?
Yep.
Not that he shot himself in the head?
That is correct.
So she said he was shot in the head, not that he shot himself.
But you have to understand, this woman's coming to me and talking to me in
No,
denial.
but answer the question. How did she say it? That he was shot in the head?
Yes,
or that
that's how she said it.
That don't make sense. Anyway.
Oh, a lot of things don't make sense. I was told that Frank was shot in the back of the head. That's why it's a cold case. It's not closed.
Like that.
Yeah.
That to show you what type of these were. And that's the type of dude Phil Carson is. He didn't know nothing. He got kicked off. His superiors, just like Russell P's superiors, was like, you're way off. You're stupid. Get off this. Do one more thing, and your ass is fired.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even on the case no more. This is what Phil Carson was. This is what Russell Poole was told. Mm-hmm. Believe what y'all want. I can give a fuck about what they think about a fucking fat-ass Biggie Small. y'all should know that. So what? You know, everybody want to keep harping on that. So motherfucking what? Right. That's Reggie Wright saying.
But the point is, you don't care enough about Biggie to where if you did have something to do with it, you would have said by now, I had something to do with it, but I didn't know I had anything to do with it. But in actuality, it's not as deep as people try to say it is.
Exactly. Like it hurts me when a bitch-ass nigga say that. Oh, he's this, he's that.
Talking to other police officers, there's an entire case on that. It's not based on one person. And what I don't understand is when you go out there in the public and you start, say, badgering the case that I worked, and you start badgering the FBI, and that we don't know what we're talking about, you're basing 100% your opinion on one female that you're telling me is not even sure that she knows what she's talking about. It does.
She said she's not sure. Hold on, come on, Phil. She just said she don't know if he carried it out or not. She's not 100% sure that he carried it out or not. But yeah, exactly.
So then you're going to draw a conclusion from that, and that now you go out there and you start, whether it be on a podcast, whether it be on a straight YouTube video, whatever the case may be, and you just sit there and you try to discredit not just myself, but the FBI and our entire case, all of my bosses, the assistant director that looked at the case, the whole prosecutive report, and you're not even aware of all that stuff, but you're still going to go to bat saying, yes, I believe this theory based on this one female. I just want to make sure I understand that correctly, because I think you're better than that, Reg. I really do.
Well, that's what I believe.
You are better than that. That's what you believe. Okay.
That's what I believe. And that's what I believe.
And I guess in Reg, in closing, are you open if further evidence comes out to change your mind?
This is where it's funny to me. People think that hurts me when they say that I was involved in something that happened to Biggie Small.
This call is from a federal prison.
Well, maybe now, 54 years old, I may feel a little, but back then, I had no remorse for my name being in there. The only thing that bothers me was being involved. People accusing me of being involved in anything happening to Tupac Shakur. Because that was somebody I knew. I was assigned to, over his protection, to hire people to work as his security. And, somebody that I grew fond of. And so that bothered the hell out of me to hear that. Okay. And so, so those of you that don't understand what I was saying, or what I mean by the Tupac and Biggie and not really, caring.
You lying ass bitch.
He's a man in the shadows. That man's name is Reginald Wright Jr. Reggie Wright Jr. was clearly at the middle of the entire orchestration of the assassination, to be sure. However, one must look at the other elements that would have been involved. Reggie Wright Jr. was a former Compton police officer. His record as a police officer was short and unremarkable.
If you can get lost and not get subpoenaed today, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, Reggie.
I've been thinking, maybe I'm a scapegoat or something. I just want to let everybody know, I didn't do it. I've been thinking, maybe I'm a scapegoat or something. I just want to let everybody know, I didn't do it.
So when that time, when the last time you seen Tupac before his death?
That day at the casino. That day at the casino.
Okay, so you seen them the same day he got I'm not gonna say killed because he ain't died the same day, but you seen him the first day him and Suge Knight got hit up in the car.
Correct. Can we start wrapping up and maybe do a part 2? Because I'm really not feeling good right now, man.
Yes. We could definitely do this. We could do a part 2.
Time of night. So we want to catch people, the good working knuckleheads that have real jobs and contribute to the income, aren't the welfare babies or the drug dealers or the money launderers, anything like that. You know, people that break the law and go to prison. That kind of thing. So and not to say that there's anything wrong with once you paid your debt to society and you're out. Okay, that's what you get. But it doesn't change the fact that you did what you did, right? I mean, should somebody be reminded about that? Honestly, Kazi, should somebody be reminded about that? I mean, if they did their time and once they're out, should they be reminded about what they do or what they did? Do you think that's fair, or should we all just be like, well, that's in the past?
Well, I'm not too certain. That's pretty subjective, So.
Well, that's why I'm asking your opinion, dude.
You can't be the bastion of good faith and still continue along those lines of criminality and then be hypocritical of other people. So.
Well, that's kind of like, somebody made a comment, I think it was on your live stream, and they're like, oh, careful, RJ, about your glass house. I'm like, what fucking glass house, dude? Worst thing I've been convicted of is a traffic ticket, motherfucker. I haven't been doing anything. I don't run around. I don't think it's okay to deal drugs. I don't give a shit what the circumstances were. But I've been broke before. I've been broker to fuck before. I've been like, go raid the change jar to go get mac and cheese or top ramen. I've been that broke before. Never once did it ever cross my mind that it would be a good thing to do, go deal drugs to raise money. Okay. I've given plasma before because I needed the money. I've been broker than broke before. Okay. We were broke with the kids. Even when I had kids, I was broke. Okay. And, you collect that unemployment, it's like $500 a month or whatever, or $500 a week or whatever you get paid. It ain't much. But, dude, we've been there. Everybody's been there. But not one time did it ever cross my mind that, you know what? I can't figure anything else out. Let me go deal drugs. Let me go grow marijuana in my backyard. Let me go pot. And let me just make $10,000 deposits in the bank, in my dad's bank account. Okay. I mean, you know what? I'll be honest with you. If anything else, I mean, this guy, if anything else, the guy, it just shows the stupidity of the guy. I mean, it's like, okay, you cannot not involve your father because you take drug money and put it in your dad's bank account. I mean, if you should be publicly lynch mobbed for anything, I mean, that should be what you should lynch mob for. You should be like, well, forget everything else. You drug your dad into it and put your drug money in his bank account, for God's sake. Couldn't he just do it yourself? Got to put it in your dad's bank account. Got to figure out what that's all about, I don't think I'd be talking to you right now. If I put money in my dad's bank account, especially drug money, I put it in my dad's bank account for any reason at all, and he caught wind of it, I don't think you and I would be having a conversation right now. He would drive down and he would just bust my ass, period. That's all, And I think I was like 6 years old, 7, I think, the first time my dad ever took me to a jail cell. He was on LAPD and he took me to the police station and he threw me and my buddy in jail in one of the holding cells. And we thought it was all kind of cool and fun because, that's what kids do. This is what a jail looks like, right? And then the motherfucker leaves. Okay? He bailed. He just left. He left us in the jail. We were locked up and he went away for like 20 minutes. And when you're 7 years old, man, that's traumatic.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I learned at 7 years old what the inside of a jail cell looked like. And I think I made up my mind at that moment. I did not want to know what one looked like. Okay. I don't want to be on the inside of one. Okay. So anyway, I think that, people make their life decisions, part of the reason I got the COVID shot was because, you want to make it a glass house, make it a glass house. I got a COVID shot because I was affiliated with the hospital. I did some work for a hospital, and because I do some work for the hospital, I got a COVID shot. Okay, because I have to have one if I'm going to be at the hospital. You got to have those, and so you're on the short list to get them. So I got my COVID shots. Well, I had the job at the hospital because I have gainful employment because I learned a trade. I learned a trade because I didn't spend my time dealing drugs and going to prison. Okay, that's how I got the COVID shot. So the fact that I'm vaccinated and don't have COVID, maybe it's about life choices. You never know, right? Maybe it's just about life choices. It all comes down to that, you know?
Prayerful shit, that's not me. Right. Well, if your honesty is fuck it, is fuck it. You know, there's some people probably sitting over there and just like, well, Reggie talked about him getting his leg cut off. And, you know, him getting shot. So, can I be mad at Boozy? If Boozy over there talking about, that motherfucker over here talking about me, well, look at him, he got the COVID. We can't get on this motherfucker and go bashing him. Exactly. Because Reggie said he said, but none of that shit even mattered to me.
You come from Compton, and like I said, being the newcomer on the podcast, knowing that y'all had established this with, you and Reg and James or whatever, Compton is small. So right. You come from Compton, you know Reggie, you get me? And you know Pops.
Well, I'm going to break the ice and kill this one on that one. We was talking about Reggie, but I don't give a fuck about that nigga that say H shouldn't be here or we shouldn't be working together. I ain't gonna even say that word no more. But we doing this, and we doing it together. And niggas can't break that apart. Niggas can't tell another nigga that he don't need to be there. He here, we here, and we doing what we do. And all that old hater shit, listen, it ain't nothing.
The Voice was definitely one of our, not paid security, but one of security that works with directly for Mr. Knight, came over the radio. Now, I couldn't pinpoint exactly whose voice it was, but it was some voice that I had heard before. So I knew it was one of our, not one of our direct security that was hired with us, but one of the, what do we call them? One of the homeboy securities, you said, got him right before me and Mr. Wright got in the vehicle to go get to the hospital.
Michael Moore, the night that Tupac was shot, after being taken off of Tupac with me, went back over to Club 662.
Then someone else came on the radio and said, hey, don't say nothing over the radio.
So Michael was with Reggie and they went to the hospital together. And Michael talks about hearing something over the radio. Well, he would have heard it over Reggie's radio because he wouldn't have had a radio that night.
Did you attend the fight with Suge and Tupac?
Well, of course, I had a ticket to go to the fight. However,
did you carry your gun with you when you were in Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
You've heard the rumor, so I want you to vindicate yourself while the world is watching.
I think that's crazy to even think or believe it to myself. And I'll stop there.
Only back up in the straight down. Come and none, I dare you. Shots of identification. Got me rushing the station, stuck in this lineup. Trying to hide my face. They place the name, but can't recall the search. That bitch shit. Promise retaliation. They playing busted. No man to be trusted. Everything corrupted. Once a man touch it. Kamikaze.
I heard some females made a call to Suge. I heard something about that from Suge, that some girls are calling today. Be careful if you guys think you're out there trying to do something to y'all. But, yeah, we thought that every time we went out. You know, somebody was planning on doing something, so, you know, yes. You know, if I would have known, if Frank would have did his job, at the hotel at the MGM. You know, if I would have known that Frank would have did his job at the hotel at the MGM. You know, if I would have known that Frank would have did his job
the hotel at the MGM. You know, if I would have known that Frank would have did his job at the hotel at the MGM, we probably would have been on a better note, especially knowing the type of dudes it was and who it was from. Because, you know, Bloods and Crips are Bloods and Crips. I would never try to take anything. I don't have no love for no Southside Crips, but I ain't stupid either. They got gangsters on their team just like the Looters, the Moms, or any Blood gang has on their team. There's gangsters on both sides, you know?
Yeah, no. Good point. Great point. All right, but anyway, the lie was, I told them when they were getting out of the cab, that Orlando ran up to Pac and tried to pull the chain off of Pac's neck, but they didn't get the chain, but Orlando didn't get the chain, and that he, just attempted to rob him. And so he was running over there to try to take a attempted robbery suspect into custody.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why that was told. Okay. Then it's no comprehension for you.
Yeah. And people could probably say something like, well, Tupac punching Orlando wasn't on the camera. Number one, that's true, but you did see him kick Orlando afterwards. But the biggest point of all was you, at the time, had no idea what the footage showed or didn't show. You just knew that there were cameras all throughout
that I was told that they beat up some guy. Okay. So we're going to leave that there.
And people could probably say something like, well, Tupac punching Orlando wasn't on the camera. Number one, that's true, but you did see him kick Orlando afterwards. But the biggest point of all was you, at the time, had no idea what the footage showed or didn't show. You just knew that there were cameras all throughout
that I was told that they beat up some guy. Okay. So we're going to leave that there. That I was told that they beat up some guy. Okay. That I was told that they beat up some guy. Okay. That I was told that they beat up some guy. Okay. So we're going to leave that there.
I got a letter before from Tupac talking about he fired my security company. And I said, fine. And I didn't send no security for a thing. And then you were calling this going when you got that letter? I don't know. It was one day, but it was good. I remember the night of, it was when Tucson Johnson had a draft party. We was at the house in Room. And I had two security guards here, but I had a security guard with Pac there. I remember saying, oh no, Pac fired my security.
What up, Bomb First Family? How y'all doing? Hey, John, you got a lot to cover up, y'all.
Rat ass niggas, telling on everybody ass niggas. Telling on everybody ass niggas and still got the nerve to be on the motherfucking internet. What? Nobody don't want to hear your name associated with Tupac. Reggie Wright, the nigga who told everybody to leave their guns upstairs that night. You want to talk about that? Yeah, because I know about that too. Why you tell everybody to leave their guns upstairs? That was you, right? Wasn't that you? On the walkie-talkie, told everybody, leave the guns upstairs? Bitch ass nigga gonna bring my name up. Nigga, don't you ever bring my name up in your fucking fat ass police mouth, you bitch ass nigga. Discrediting a nigga. How can you discredit a nigga? Use the police that was in front of the motherfucking studio to be the police then, and you the police to me now, nigga. I don't give a fuck how many street niggas you so-called align yourself with, nigga. You are the police, period. Stay on your side. That's it. Police ass niggas waking me up out of my motherfucking sleep on some police shit. talking about a nigga on some DJ Vlad shit. You niggas the police. All you niggas is the police. Period, point blank. With a conspiracy theory to be a nigga like me or to get our money. Period. Why else are you around? Because if you was just getting a check to be a security guard like you was in the first place, nigga, then none of this shit wouldn't be relevant. But you wanted to be more than the police. You wanted to be more than a security guard. You wanted to stab Suge in the back. You wanted to fuck his wife. You wanted to do all this old weird-ass police shit. Smiling in a nigga face. And possibly kill Tupac. Possibly. Bum-ass nigga. But you niggas want to talk so much. You should probably stop talking and maybe motherfuckers would overlook you. But now you talking so much, you causing attention to yourself again. Bringing up real niggas' names who don't got nothing to do with the police, nigga. I ain't never went to the police academy. I'm not a police type nigga. You a police nigga. You thought it was a good idea. Your daddy thought it was a good idea to be police and sell dope.